It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of the thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. It played host to Formula One's 1000th Grand Prix back in 2019. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles per hour with DRS assistance down the back straight, before the cars brake into the tight hairpin at turn 14. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Ocon, Tsunoda, Liam Lawson, Drugovich, Albon, Stroll, Daniel, Magnussen, Sargent, Ricciardo, Halger, Joe, Perez, Bottas, Verstappen. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please. Okay, so our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of this lap. DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. leading our teammate by 4.7 seconds. Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay.
It's a performance to be proud of from our Chinese Grand Prix winners here today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight. Oscar Piastri will be very happy with that result as he extends his championship lead. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Oscar Piastri gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the Constructors. No change in the top spot then, but with today's points, their hold on that lead is getting weaker. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Russell, Albon and Leclerc. And we're in front of Ocon, Drogovic and Hauger. Currently the fastest lap is at 1:28.7. We don't currently have the data for that request. "30 seconds left in the session. Yes! Excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one. Nice work. Come on, I'll see you back in the pits.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid. Daniel, Russell and Oscar Piastri. With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. We're here in the coastal shores of Florida for the Miami Grand Prix, which has become the 11th Formula One track held in the United States. The grandstands are packed for what we hope is going to be another fantastic race. Sitting at the southeastern coast of Florida, the Miami International Autodrome has 19 corners and 3.36 miles of racing. It's a circuit designed to encourage close racing while meeting the highest safety standards. Either way, I'm sure it's one that will please the fans. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Daniel lines up on pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Leclerc, Albon, Ricciardo, Drugovich, Hauger, Perez, Ocon, Liam Lawson, Sargent, Magnussen, Stroll, Bottas, Sonoda, a McLaren, and Zhou Guanyu. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Clutch flight is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap, please. Strategy available on the MFD. Confirmed. First position, front of the pack. Russell behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. Okay, 28 laps to go. Okay, let's go now. Come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. DRS is being enabled this lap. You can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Might see some rain, ETA about 15 minutes. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 11.2 seconds. Okay, clear. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 7.2 seconds. Situation's an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got for now. ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes. Just keep your concentration out there, you're doing well. Left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. Coming up to one of the Red Bulls now. Right, let's go, come on! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. Nice move, good job. Okay, gap ahead is 5.0 seconds. Okay, we're sat in P12 now, and gap to the car in front is 2.9 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Leclerc behind. Our gap behind is 3.3 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Okay, so gap to the leader is 30.4 seconds. That was our last stop, no more scheduled pit stops. Let's go, and that's 8 laps to go. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 6.1 seconds. DRS has been disabled by the stewards. DRS will be offline. Wait for further updates. currently in P10. Dragovic is ahead of you. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 1.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Lawson behind. Okay, push, push. Gap to the car behind, 1.2 seconds. The distance to the leader is 24.5 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. All right, 6 laps to go now. Okay, good work. Great pass. It looks like we're running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 12.5 seconds. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. The car behind by 9.2 seconds. Okay, you've got P5, P5. The Astri's ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 13.6 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Verstappen behind you now. And the gap behind us is 9.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Our gap to first place is 18.0 seconds. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 12.9 seconds. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. This result then narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes move to the top of the table. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Thanks for stepping in and helping handle that.